everybody. Welcome back to Up, Up, and Away, a comic book movie review and news podcast. My name is Joe Gilpin, joined as always by my brother,
Matt.
How you doing today, Matt?
Pretty good.
Wonderful. This is a podcast where we get together, we talk about everything we can about superhero and comic book culture news, reviews. Fridays are review episodes. We had to unfortunately skip last Friday's review of the movie Dread.
Yeah,
because I quit my job on Friday at 9 a.m. and fuck that, I wasn't podcasting that day. I apologize. I love this podcast very much, but that was a big old day for Joe.
Yeah,
so
he came over to my house and woke me up.
Yeah,
like in my bed.
I woke you up at like 9:30 in the morning. Like, get up! I need a friend.
Yeah,
So,
I was sleeping.
I had to take a personal time out on that one. I apologize to everybody. We'll be picking back up with Dread this Friday, and then going forth from there with different stuff.
Yeah, because we couldn't really give it like a fair. Your mind was elsewhere that day.
Yeah, I was all wrapped around the axle.
Yeah.
I'm unemployed. I'm fun-employed.
It would have been unfair to the movie for us to not give it our full
Especially a movie with that much, like,
cult following.
Cult following, but I was going to say, with a movie with that much social satire, where all podcasts would have been like, yeah, fuck capitalism, I agree, totally, yeah. It's the rich bourgeoisie that's, like, I just would have gone off on
like
this.
on coke.
Yeah. No, if I was on coke, I would just talk about David Bowie. Much like everyone who is on cocaine. And speaking of cocaine, Matt, let's get into the headlines.
I don't know what that has to do with cocaine.
Lines.
Oh, sure.
There you go.
Okay. We have our first... Kicking off today, by the way, with neither Marvel nor DC.
Love it. Into it.
How about that?
Fuck the dichotomy.
Hell yeah.
The duopoly.
Yeah, fuck you too. We have our first look at Hellboy. The new Hellboy, David Harbour as the titular character. I'm getting more and more excited.
And I am looking at those titulars.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more excited by the day about this movie.
I am rock hard.
He looks incredible.
Yes, they put out a very nice one-shot photo of David Harbour's Hellboy. He is big, he is red, he is yoked up, he's vascular. He's very much like an erection.
We also have, there's also another photo that they released of him in, like, the duster.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
Jacket,
This is the big, like, Maggot from It's Always Sunny duster?
A little bit.
All
yeah.
right.
Looks incredible.
Hellboy, Project Badass.
And the one photo that made its way around Twitter that you saw that David Harbour even himself tweeted about, you can very clearly see the Good Samaritan gun.
Yeah.
Very cool that that's back. He's got the crosses, so again, they're
shaved off horns. It looks amazing. It looks very, very devout to the comics.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, it just looks like Ron Perlman."
Yeah, it looks. We're going off a comic book. They both look like the source material.
Like, I don't know what the fuck you want.
That's what it looks like. That's what Hellboy looks like. That's what the next Hellboy will look like.
Hey, Spider-Man.
And the one after.
Spider-Man looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah, who doesn't look like the next? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's who he is. I don't know what to tell you guys, unless we get a lady Hellboy in here, where I assume she just has a pink bow on top, like Miss Pac-Man.
Or like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, exactly. Until we get to that, this is kind of what Hellboy's going to look like. But hey, David Harbour looks like he's in incredible shape. I think this is CGI'd.
I think a little bit probably is tweaked. I think...
Listen, David
Harbour got yoked up for it.
David Harbour is an amazing actor. I said it when he got cast, and I'm saying it now. I think he's going to do an unbelievably good job. I think we're going to walk out of that theater saying David Harbour
is a movie star.
Is a star. He doesn't look like that. He started this film a couple of months ago looking like a fat blob of shit. And he didn't turn himself into that.
Oh, don't be mean.
Listen, he would have told you the same thing. Look at him in Stranger Things. He's got big gut, and he looks like, a mid-'80s Indiana cop. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Blue Lives Matter.
And so, if that's what he looks like, then he is on steroids.
Yeah.
And a lot of them. Which is very common in Hollywood. There's a lot of people on steroids. I think Chris Pratt's on steroids. I think Chris Evans is probably on steroids.
I don't know. When you hear Chris Evans, I think I agree about Pratt. But when you see Evans and when you see... I
know he works out very hard.
Well, and his dietitian apparently is like one of the most strict in Hollywood. Like Marvel shelled out to get like the top
I believe
guy.
it, but he's looked big and yoked up for a long time. And there's a lot of steroids that go around Hollywood.
Sure.
So... David Harbour in this role, are you more excited now having seen this photo?
Yes.
I am so excited for this movie.
Do
you think Ian McShane is on steroids?
I hope so. No, he looks scarier than Ron Perlman.
Yes,
In my opinion.
absolutely.
He looks more menacing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He looked more cartoonish, I would say, Ron Perlman did. But this, he looks like, oh my god, this guy's gonna rip me in half. Like, if I saw that dude on the street, he's not a good guy. That's my own,
would you
prejudice.
call the original Hellboys gritty?
No.
Not really, right? It
Street
nodded to grit, but it didn't have that same grit for a lot of it.
And I wonder if a part of that was, like, Abe Sapien.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? Because he was a little bit more just, like, fun, I guess you could say. At that whimsical nature. I don't think this Hellboy is really whimsical.
Do you think he's going to use that big old hand to bitch slap people?
I hope.
It's the only thing.
Old Bobby Brown on the hair.
Yeah,
so
just right across. Yeah. He's going to beat people with bags of oranges.
Oh, man. I'm really excited about this movie now. So that's cool.
It's going to be really good.
I'm excited.
Moving along, Stan Lee gave a talk this week. Stan Lee, the creator of comic books, if you don't pay close attention, he said that he thinks that Marvel Studios, is going to reacquire Fantastic Four and X-Men rights sooner rather than later. He said sooner or later. He may as well just say eventually.
Yeah,
before time ends.
Before I'm dead.
That's not necessarily what he said. He said sooner or later they're going to get the rights back to all our characters. They're working on it, and they're still making the X-Men movies and stuff. Don't worry about it. Well, I am worried about it, Stan. You'll get more Marvel superheroes than you'll have time to look at in the next few years. Which is true. We have a lot of fucking comic book stuff on the horizon. So anybody that's worried about them all coming together, we're still getting good stuff. Don't worry about it too much.
From everybody.
I agree. That's part of the problem, really, right? Is that Fox is still making pretty good X-Men movies.
One of them we'll talk about for Oscar consideration.
Yes, which is, of course, Logan. No surprises.
It's not, It's not
X-Men Apocalypse is not catching Oscar buzz anytime soon.
I liked it.
It was fine.
It's not that good.
It was fine. And Deadpool got unbelievable buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan
Reynolds is up
people
for a
are
Globe.
making I would say the best Marvel movies, the upper A+ echelon, are being made outside of Marvel Studios.
Mm-hmm. But the best shared universe.
But the best consistent stuff is Marvel Studios, and we do want to see them together. Mm-hmm. Do you believe, Stan Lee, that they're working hard to get the rights back?
Working hard may be a not great way to say it.
Yeah.
I don't think Kevin Feige's constantly on the phone.
Yeah, I don't think they're sweating it.
No.
Because they are making, I don't know if you've heard, but Marvel has an amount of money. And it's not zero.
And Fox also.
Fox also has an amount of money.
Money fight.
And they both have at least 2 lawyers each.
Yeah.
So this is just going to be a long, drawn-out battle. It's going to take one of them to stop making huge amounts of money every time they make a superhero film, or for the superhero business to kind of like the bottom to fall out.
Get saturated. Yeah.
For them to really come together. Do you think Stan Lee is sundowning? Because part of me, every time Stan Lee gives an interview, part of me is like, is this the time where he just starts talking about trains too much or something? You know what I mean? Is this the time where Stan Lee really, just goes off the rails?
I hope not. Back to about...
Would we even be able to tell? Excelsior! This guy is a god of thunder, and he's going to throw a hammer at a dog. It's going to be great.
Like, oh, all right. Let's write that down.
Hammer at dog. Noted.
Yeah, thank you, Stanley. Back to about them acquiring the rights. The only real reason they got Spider-Man was kind of because of those Sony hacks.
Kind of the Sony hacks, and also because they were looking at it and they didn't think they could make that much money moving forward with the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
For the amount of money they would have to invest for people to just not be furious at them, because you can't make like a $10 million Spider-Man movie. It has to be a big
100 million
tentpole movie of your thing. I think they kind of were just out of the Spider-Man business. They didn't want to keep doing it. And It just made more financial sense to partner with Marvel.
Yeah. Because they wanted to do it very badly.
Fox has no reason to pull out.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. They're doing great. And I almost don't want the X-Men in the Marvel universe right now.
You'd have to explain it away.
It would get real messy real quick.
Yeah, you almost have to reboot.
It would definitely be a Cousin Oliver situation.
Oh, we're here.
Hey, they've been here the whole time.
They were just right off screen.
You really would have to reboot the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. So, like, I really don't think you're going to see Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans interacting with Wolverine.
Yeah.
I just don't think it'll happen.
Which is fine. They don't need to.
No, they're doing fine.
Look at the comics. It's rare that happens anyway.
Right.
And a lot of times when it does happen, it can be mad shitty. Big crossover summer events in comics
Have recently sucked.
have recently not been the best. So
That's putting it light.
I think we're fine here. Well, I will say the Secret Wars reboot was really good, and then they had Civil War 2, which I enjoyed a lot of, even though some of it didn't make sense, thanks to some Inhumans bullshit, which is not uncommon across all media right now.
Yeah. Poor Inhumans.
Poor dumb Inhumans.
Just idiots.
Just idiots.
Build a wall around the moon so Inhumans can't come to Earth.
I swear to God, that's going to be in the State of the Union this year.
I saw this thing on ABC. Moving along, let's talk about DC. DC's third on today's docket. Matthew Vaughn, who of course did X-Men First Class, talking about successful Fox movies.
Yes, he is going around talking about his film, The Kingsman.
Yeah.
Kingsman 2.
The Golden Circle.
Golden Snitch.
Uh,
King Dudes 2, Golden Snitch. I'd love, if I was a big-time director, once in a while I would start referring to my movies as the wrong but kind of a similar name.
Yeah. It's the basis.
Yeah, the King Dudes do, the Golden Snitch. Yeah, it's great. I care so much about the source material.
He was talking, and he confirmed that he had talks with Warner Brothers about Man of Steel 2. We had reported this. Well, we didn't report it. We talked about it a while ago, that his name was brought up when they were considering doing the movie. And here is his quote. He said, "I'm planning another Kingsman." Cool. "I've written the treatment and some of the scenes. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I've had chats about Superman.
Chats.
I
British bastard.
I love Superman." And he later gave an interview where he was talking about what his Superman would kind of be. And he said, weirdly, if I did do Superman and I made the mistake of telling someone yesterday I've spoken about it and then wallop. I don't know what that means. You weird British dude.
I think he's saying, like, he started to talk about what he had discussed with DC, and he caught, like, some flack from it.
Sure.
I think Warner Brothers called him up and was like, hey, man, if you keep talking about our talks, we're going to hit you in the neck with a Karari dart.
We're going to wallop you.
Look down at your chest, there's, like, a glowing red dot. Yeah, stop talking.
He said, "I think my main take would be, it's really boring, but make a Superman film. I just don't feel like proper Superman. I think Donner did it to perfection for that time."
What a nice way to say that. I think
Yeah.
for the time, it was great.
Yeah.
Which is a nice way of saying, it blew.
It sucks now.
It sucks now.
Just doing the modern version. I want to do a modern version of the Donner version. Go back to the source material. For me,
You can tell he's thought about this so much.
Superman is color, feel good, heroic. He's a beacon of light in darkness, and that's what I think Superman should be.
Dope. That
Some
doesn't
veiled
sound like the
shots.
DC
Yeah.
universe whatsoever.
Some veiled
I
shots
just
at
want a
Snyder.
light, positive, happy Superman movie. Which is to say, what we have not gotten yet,
Yeah.
because Superman is constantly dour.
He's mopey.
He's a mopey boy.
brooding.
He's a mopey boy.
And I like Man of Steel, and I've liked Henry Cavill Superman, but there are at least
It is dour.
it leaves much to be desired in terms of what we've come to know about Superman.
I would not say it is a particularly revered take of Superman. You know what I mean? It is
Superman
not,
purists are mad.
it is not the definitive Superman movie
No.
that it could have been.
But there are parts in there where I think belong in the definitive Superman. I'll say that. So, I think what's interesting here about what Matthew Vaughn is saying, I think he has said this to Warner Brothers. You know what I mean? When he's had the chats about him directing the movie. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's had to have said, like, this is my vision. And Man of Steel 2, if I remember correctly, when they were at Comic-Con and they were talking about all the movies, they did not have Man of Steel 2 as, like, in production or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
on the docket. They had, like, Nightwing, Batgirl, you know, like the Harley Quinn or whatever.
Spy Seal.
Suicide Squad 2. They had all those movies, and they did not mention Man of Steel 2, even though they said they want to make this movie. There's been rumors about it. Even though Superman is dead,
I love that, yeah, by the way, we're getting a Suicide Squad 2 before we're getting a Man of Steel 2. And Man of Steel 2 is Man of Steel is a way better movie than Suicide Squad.
way better.
Way better.
That's objective.
People put them together like they are somehow suffering from the same problem. Okay, one of them might have a cold. The other one is dying of diphtheria. They're not the same.
Man of Steel is closer to Wonder Woman than it is to Suicide Squad.
Yes, agreed. That's not to say it is as good as Wonder Woman.
It is not.
It is several degrees of separation lower, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's like, y'all just chill.
Yeah.
So would you be cool with Would you like Matthew Vaughn to do it?
I would like Matthew Vaughn to do it if he can do a director-driven movie.
True. And we just don't know how involved Warner Brothers is.
Well, our next headline, which we'll move along to, is
Segue.
very much related to this. Chris McKay has reiterated that the
Nightwing
DCEU,
director.
moving forward, is going to be director-driven. He said that Warner Brothers is more of a director-driven studio than Marvel.
How do you know this? You didn't work with Marvel.
That's what he's putting it out there, though. And that is famous that Marvel, when you look especially with the stuff with Edgar Wright.
Also Sean McLaren.
Also true.
Thor, too.
So they both kind of got just steamrolled into the Marvel formula. And the Marvel movies, while having a wonderful formula, are formulaic.
Yep.
And I think people are starting to get a little frustrated with that. And he went on to say that Warner Brothers is doing these director-driven studio movies, and that's exactly how they are operating, and that's what I like. And he was excited about that.
Yeah, that's what he likes.
That's what he likes. That, to me, just reads as the Warner Brothers people don't know what they're doing, and they're just letting us do it instead.
Yeah, honestly.
Which, cool. It's like when Trump says that he's going to let his generals fight the war, he's not going to tell them what to do. Yeah, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you fucking idiot. Listen, I'm not going to tell the generals how to fight a war. I'm not going to tell the nuclear scientists how to nuclear science. I'm not going to... he's just trying to, like, put words together. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell people to do things that I know how to do. So I am going to tell people how to yell on TV.
Yeah. So... This honestly, this just feeds back into that narrative, though, of Warner Brothers doesn't have a set plan.
They do not.
It's just
that is accurate.
Whenever a director comes to them, it's like, I would like to make a Booster Gold movie. They'd be like, oh, word? All right.
Well, I was going to say no, but it is the day of my daughter's wedding.
So, I really just feel like Jeff Johns was kind of supposed to be that Kevin Feige. The guy who, like, has mapped it all out. And he's
I'll be honest, I think Jeff Johns is the most overrated guy in comics.
Sure. And I wonder how long it'll be until we see the fruits of the Jeff Johns universe. Because we're still in Snyder territory.
Yeah.
I guess when Aquaman comes out, that'll be the first, like, Jeff Johns executive produced.
Well, I mean, the Jeff Johns role is supposed to be to have a plan and to create this connective tissue between universes and to tie everything together, and so far that has not been happening whatsoever. So far we have one post-credit on Suicide Squad.
Yeah, honestly.
That is the connective tissue.
And that wasn't Jeff Johns.
And that wasn't Jeff Johns. And that is the connective tissue of the DCEU right now.
It really is. And it was a cool scene, but, like, more.
Yeah, let's do more.
I feel like Mr. Krabs. More. So, Chris McKay, here's the thing. I want Nightwing. I love Nightwing. I just think this is a weird spot for a Nightwing movie.
It's a very weird spot for a Nightwing movie. To do a Nightwing movie and have a Nightwing movie that seems more on track than the Batman movie is not a comfortable place as a fan.
Or the Man of Steel sequel.
Real quick, before I move into the rumor mill, I just want to throw out a rest in peace to one-time comic book actor Harry Dean Stanton, who appeared for 12 seconds in the Avengers, but that's enough so that we get to talk about him. Yeah, Harry Dean Stanton, the fucking coolest.
He was that guy in the Avengers where, remember when Banner, as the Hulk, he fell out of the helicarrier and he crashed into that warehouse? Harry Dean Stanton played that janitor.
No, he was a night watchman.
Yeah, whatever. And remember, he gave Banner some pants and he gave him his moped. Yeah,
and he also gave him a little talk about, like, seems like your friends need help.
Yeah. That was Harry Dean Stanton.
That was Harry Dean Stanton. He is now deceased. He was the fucking coolest dude.
Every single story I've heard from him is him offering someone cigarettes.
Yeah, that's every story ever about him because that's every interaction ever with him.
Yeah.
Who's the fucking coolest now?
Oh, man.
Channing Tatum?
Is it
because every interview that Channing Tatum does now, it feels like he's getting closer to, like, ultra woke, like, socialist guy, you know what I mean? If you see his interviews, like, it's very coded language around the concept of hey man, maybe society as a whole is bullshit, and we need to tear everything down and start and rip down the bourgeoisie drapes that have been covering our eyes.
It sounds like Channing's out here trying to play Oliver Queen.
Yeah, very much so. Which, yes.
Hey.
Real quick,
dude,
yes please.
Play everything.
Yes please. He's a perfect Oliver Queen.
So, R.I.P. Harry Dean Stanton.
Rest in peace. Rest in power. Love you, Harry Dean.
Rumor mill time. Someone who's probably not the fucking coolest, even though a lot of people are...
No, people are way too high on how cool this dude is.
Yeah.
Way too high.
Jim Carrey.
Everybody loves him, and he's given a couple of really cool speeches.
Oh,
I agree.
Oh, like his keynote speeches at like graduations and stuff
have been really cool.
And he's had a very hard life, like growing up.
No, I look up to his career a lot. It's a very inspiring career.
Like the Riddler, we did
also,
the movie.
Stop with the anti-vaccine stuff that you do,
yeah,
please, because that is hurting children. Stop that. Knock that off.
So we're not talking about him just because of that speech he gave to E! News.
Yeah,
which was weird, where he just went off the fucking rails. He said in an interview that he would like to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, this is getting lost because he went on this big crazy tangent. And if you're auditioning to be a part of a big kind of secretive ensemble thing, what's the best thing to do? Look like you're a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, they can't
keep a fucking secret.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, here's the quote that Jim Carrey gave. He said, "I'm not a crazy sequel guy." I'm not sure what movie he was talking about. I can't remember the last Jim Carrey movie.
Maybe Kick-Ass?
Maybe.
Because he was in Kick-Ass 2.
He wasn't in Kick-Ass 2, he was in Kick-Ass 1.
Was he in Kick-Ass 1? He was in one of the Kick-Ass.
Oh, no, he was in Kick-Ass 2.
No, he's in Kick-Ass 2, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He said, "I'm not a crazy sequel guy. That being said..."
They wanted to do Truman Show 2, where he gets bonked on the head and forgets that he's not in a TV show again.
The number 23. This one called the number 24.
Perfect.
That being said, if Marvel wants me to, he began to trail off there before he just started yelling, "Neurotic man, who doesn't exist."
The man who doesn't exist. Yeah, he started making up his own superhero.
So he sounds crazy in that.
Jim Carrey is a crazy person.
Yeah. Marvel
Jim Carrey doesn't come across well on the page, I'll say.
Yeah.
I don't think anything he says really translates well to text.
Yeah. So... he's a great actor.
Please don't be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't trust you.
I mean, he's the kind of guy, though, if you take a chance and he kills it.
He's been really good in movies before.
Yeah.
He has turned in some really amazing performances.
He
chased that Oscar so hard for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Damn, did he chase that hard.
Eternal
Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but there was another one where, he went back to his childhood home and, built a movie theater or something, and it was so Oscar bait.
Yeah.
It was so Oscar bait.
He was Oscar baiting.
Yeah, he was Oscar baiting so hard and he just couldn't come. He couldn't get there.
He could not climax. So, he's the kind of guy, though, if you take the risk, say you're building, in DC, if he, I don't know, this fucking Scarecrow or somebody, you know? And he played the Riddler.
Yeah.
And honestly, he could probably play the Riddler again.
We brought up on the show, if he was going to play
age.
anything, it would be him playing the Riddler again.
Because he's about, 10 years older than Ben Affleck?
Ish.
That works.
No, yeah, that's fine.
Edward Nygma.
Riddler could be any age. Yeah. Riddler could be 90.
19.
Riddler could be 19. Riddler could be any age.
Ooh, I like to see old man Riddler.
Yeah, wouldn't that be dope? old ass Riddler.
Like a little cane.
Question mark cane?
Hey, Batman. So...
well, maybe not with that voice.
I just don't... Right now, Jim Carrey? No.
Yeah. Hey, man, for sure, medicate again.
Stop being crazy, please. I like
Stop
you.
starting and start stopping is our advice to you.
I like you, but knock it off.
So, more rumors.
To that rumor, no.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
We have some rumors about the scrapped Ben Affleck Batman script. This is from Elle Maybe.
This is going to be the stuff like the Kevin Smith Superman movie.
It really will.
This lost script.
This lost script. Although the Kevin Smith Superman movie, if you wanted to ever... Good marketing. If you ever wanted to hear the script, you can't see the movie, but you can hear a table read of the script.
We should act it out one day.
No, we shouldn't. The first episode of us doing a table read of that with a bunch of voice actors and friends of ours is out. You can find on our podcast feed. You can find us anywhere our podcast is available, SoundCloud, YouTube, anywhere like that. Check your podcast app, motherfuckers. The second episode will be dropping very, very soon. So,
got to give the people what they want.
and that is more bullshit Kevin Smith scripts. It's a very fun tailoring. It's a very fun listen. There are some cringeworthy moments in that script.
Especially because of all the typos.
All the typos are pretty bad.
Script.
Yeah, where he is repeating things, and we read it verbatim. We put nothing into it that was not on the page. This is from Humberto Gonzalez. Apparently, the Ben Affleck script was inspired by the David Fincher movie, The Game. And I assume that means that, much like in The Game, Ben Affleck was going to be boozed up the whole time like Michael Douglas was.
Speaking of Ben Affleck being boozed up, not to trail off, that photo of him that came out this past weekend, he was like with his new girlfriend going somewhere.
Yeah, and somebody else was there. Like somebody else famous was in the photo.
Yeah.
I don't remember who else was in it. But yeah, he
looked like shit.
He looked like his assistant needed to keep him away from open flames because he was going to go up at any moment.
Yeah, oh my god.
Yeah, he looked boozed to the hilt. So I'm glad that his rehab is going well.
Yeah. He looked fine at the Emmys last night, though. Or the other night.
Listen, if there's anything that your job is as a Hollywood assistant, it's to clean someone back up.
Yeah.
When they are off the rails.
Whew.
And get them in front of a camera looking like they are not a complete trash can.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture again, and it's not good.
Who else is in it? There's another famous person in it, right?
No, this one just has the two of them.
Yeah. Well.
And Lindsay Shookus.
So.
She's like an SNL lady.
Apparently the script was going to be Deathstroke.
Good God, Ben.
Show to Joe. Turn around your computer. Yeah, he looks so boozed out of his mind.
He's bloated.
Yeah, he looks bloated and red, and it's not good. But his script was apparently going to be Deathstroke setting up a series of traps. I assume he had him like walking a straight line, saying the alphabet backwards, and just sobriety tests throughout the movie. And then like berating and testing Batman psychologically throughout the film.
There's something there.
There's something really there. Probably would have been like a mystery thriller, very cerebral plot.
They said it was detective driven.
Yeah, and then I assume, much like the movie The Game, it would completely go off the rails at the end. If you've seen The Game, the twist ending at the end is fucking horseshit.
Ooh, I want you to tell me after the episode.
I will tell you after the episode. It's really, really fucking stupid.
We brought up the number 23 earlier. Is it stupider than that?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Really?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Ooh, that's rough. That's a low bar.
Yeah, and it well congas underneath.
Ooh. Yikes. So, speaking of Deathstroke, man, some bummer news, especially for Joe Manganiello.
Joey Mangs.
Or a fan of the Mangs.
As we are.
As we are. We're big believers in Joe Manganiello. Mark Guggenheim.
I believe in Joe Manganiello. Like Dark Knight.
He is Mark Guggenheim, the producer of Arrow, the brains behind Arrow.
Yeah, he's the Feige of the CW TV shows.
Yeah. He was talking about Deathstroke, because, of course, Manu Bennett is back. And he's going to be playing Deathstroke in Arrow Season 100, or whatever they're in. Here's the quote. He said, it was a function of... I hate when they do this. It was a function of ... because he just trailed off. Yeah. He changed sense.
By the way, this is how that Kevin Smith script was written.
100%.
And then it's like, Brainiac is all, what? It's bullshit.
Like, Lex. It was a function of...
Lex makes jerk-off motion.
You all can't see, but I'm doing the jerk-off motion. It was a function of, DC controls these characters. We went through a period where DC was like, we've got plans for Deathstroke that don't include Arrow. That changed at the end of this year.
So the script has changed to not include Deathstroke anymore, is what that means.
And that's why Arrow is allowed to use him again.
So...
And that adds up.
Yep, that makes complete sense. I'm going to go thumbs up that I believe that, but
that happened.
I'm very disappointed.
Fuck that, though.
That Joe Manganiello, because he looked like he was going to be a great Deathstroke.
Look-wise, he is Slade Wilson.
Yes.
And Manu Bennett.
And I think he's a good enough actor to pull that off.
Oh, yeah. And Manu Bennett.
Listen, his work in Magic Mike and Magic Mike 2, XXL.
Yeah, they're good movies.
Listen, they're just good movies.
Like film.
It's weird how often on this podcast we talk about those movies, but they're really entertaining.
Well,
movies.
And also when you talk about it, they've got people like Channing Tatum, superhero guy. He's gonna be David. Joe Manganiello was supposed to be Deathstroke.
Sure.
McConaughey could be somebody.
Sure. Kevin Nash.
Sure. Honestly, why not? Alex Pettyfur's probably gonna get cast in something.
Sure, eventually.
And Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
Who we like. So.
You named everyone from that.
I don't remember Tito. I don't remember that actor's name. I didn't say Gabriel Iglesias is going to be somebody.
You remember
Amber Heard? Wasn't she in the? She was in the second one.
She was in the second one.
And
you remember everyone. Donald Glover. You remember
and Donald
everyone.
Glover. Also, Michael Strahan was in that movie. That's weird.
It is so bizarre.
Their casts
Your
are
level
bonkers.
of knowledge about that movie.
The cast is incredible.
Sure.
Also, Jada Pinkett Smith, who played Fish Mooney. So, back to this. Yeah, I just named a shitload of people in those movies. What of it?
You're like, I am double DB.
Thanks, Joe. That sucks.
Yeah, it sucks that Deathstroke is not going to be included in this.
Because I was about to say, Manu Bennett, I did not like it.
Hopefully, oh no, he's too small.
That's another thing.
He's like 5'7".
He's not that short, but he's as tall as Stephen Amell, I would say. And Amell is not a hulking person. He's in great shape, but he's not an imposing dude.
And Manu Bennett just openly hates playing Deathstroke. Like, he talks about it all the time. Like, it's just a paycheck to him. He doesn't care.
No.
And Joe Manganiello was all in.
He's reading comics, like...
Yeah, he seemed
so
like he
into
was
it.
really excited to do it. But that sucks for him.
Get him in something else. Marvel, hey. Fox, go get Mangs.
One more rumor. Yes, please get him. Oh, my God. Does anything, because this is an impromptu question, anything off the top of your head that you would like him to play? I have an idea for
Shazam.
one. Shazam would be a cool one if we're going to do reboots and add in different people and all this. I know it's completely sacrosanct to say, but we did just have somebody retire from playing the Wolverine.
That's true. He's gigantic, though.
He is huge, way huger. He's way bigger than even Hugh Jackman.
And way more jacked.
And way taller.
Yeah. He gets as jacked as Hugh Jackman does.
Yes.
So that would be... People probably wouldn't be too happy about that. I have a good one. Craven.
Craven's a great one. There you go.
Craven's Last Hunt.
Yeah. You could do a complete Craven's Last Hunt starring just Joe Manganiello as the lead.
And that would be incredible.
Absolutely. That's the call. That's it.
Boom.
Another rumor, another one from Umberto El Maybe has said that Justice... He's got to have such a low batting average.
The dude's batting 220. Like,
Yeah.
it's not good.
So, he said that Justice League will have 2 post-credit scenes, including one of them that involves 2 Green Lanterns.
Because that's been the rumor for a while, is that this movie will feature a Green Lantern. And so a lot of people are like, oh, Hal Jordan, oh, John Stewart, oh, Guy Gardner. I've always kind of thought that to be Avon Sur, the Green Lantern who crashes to Earth.
Oh, no, I took it as like a Guy Gardner or John Stewart with Hal Jordan.
I maintained Avon Sur. So
I'm into that.
like his dead body or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, there's
The transfer, the creation of the Green Lantern.
Sure.
But we do know from the Justice League trailer that the Green Lantern is an established cosmic.
No lanterns.
Yeah,
Oh,
situation.
man. That was great.
That was great, right?
I love that line.
That used to be all we would get in comic book movies. We would just get them
Yeah.
mentioning that
Oh, there's somebody in Gotham.
that another hero existed. Yeah, like, don't make me go to Metropolis and get the big guy.
Yeah,
Or so, and that's
exactly.
all we would get.
Yeah, I remember Batman and Robin. They mentioned Superman, and that's literally all you would get. And there's
And it was the best part of the
tease
movie.
your balls. Yeah, literally. And they'd be fucking dicks about it. So yeah, this new report is saying 2 Green Lanterns. So with the Green Lantern Corps movie confirmed,
Which has been,
confirmed.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's happening. We have a logo, and they've said it's going to be Hal and John. People are thinking that it's going to be Hal and John.
I hope they're not in a post-credit. If we're going to have 2 Green Lanterns, I think they need to be in the movie.
I agree.
I think
Because
they
that's
need
too
to.
confusing.
They need to show up during when the shit is happening. Because otherwise, it's like, what are you doing in this sector that is more important than
And
this?
Steppenwolf trying to get Darkseid to
Earth.
conquer Earth.
Yeah.
You like where
That
you
seems
both
like
are
you
from.
Yeah, it seems like you guys should show up at some point.
Yeah. That's going to be a big thing. That's the kind of thing when you do a cataclysmic event like that. Avengers is probably going to have to deal with this, I would think. Is where was everybody? If a lot of people had powers at this point, what if Martian Manhunter is just on Earth?
Yeah. It's
Why
something,
didn't John
it's something
help?
they're going to run into in Marvel if they get the X-Men. Is like, hey, we've had a lot of bullshit going on that we could have used you guys for. Where were you?
And Black Panther for
He's protecting Wakanda, though.
sure. Captain Marvel, girl, where you been?
Yeah, they're
Probably
going to be
off Earth.
Off
but-
Earth, yeah.
But still, I mean, that's the same thing with the Green Lanterns. They were off Earth.
Well, but
They have communication, though.
There's a difference.
they?
There's a difference between being a couple of universes away or whatever.
Sure.
I know
Sectors.
universes, a couple of sectors away or whatever, doing things and going around this sector, patrolling it, trying to look for trouble.
Yeah, you're a cop.
You're a cop.
Space cop. Green Lantern Lives Matter. So, do you think...
Green Lives Matter is definitely a marketing push that the worst marketer of all time will push for Warner Brothers. They're gonna go Green Lives Matter, and they're gonna get a fucking Twitter storm started up.
Yeah. So
guarantee it.
Don't do that, guys.
Thumbs up or thumbs down on this. The other post-credit, by the way, will just be the Warner Brothers executives throwing cash at each other. Money fight!
Yeah, literally. But do you think it's Hal and John? Do you think,
yes.
If this is to be believed?
Yes, I think it's Hal and John.
See, the thing is, that's so confusing for, like, the regular audience. Because they have the most confusing story, I would say.
Oh, yeah, the fact that there's two of them makes no sense.
Yeah.
Even in the comics, I don't like it.
There's like 100 of them.
There's a ton. There's
from our sector.
There's currently 2 right now, and they're both kind of rookies.
Right.
I don't like that. I think it's confusing as shit.
Do you think, what chance do you give it that they're gonna pull the rug out from under us and be like Jessica Cruz?
Oh, 0%.
You think
they're
no
going
way?
Hal Jordan and they're going Jon Stewart. There's no doubt in my mind.
Not even Guy or.
I think you could give any you could say you can bring in any actress, do any story you want, you get everything. Are you going to do Jessica Cruz? I think they would still say no.
I wonder if one of them could be Hal and Sinestro. Sinestro could still be a Green Lantern Corps.
I like where your head is at.
It's confusing though. That's what I'm saying is their world is so vast and you have to do a lot of exposition to understand what the fuck they are. Because that's a confusing ass thing that's floating there.
I think you're overvaluing that. I think they can get around that a lot faster than you think.
Oh, hey, I'm Space Cop.
Space Cops. We're 2 Space Cops.
But that's still, that would be cheap.
Okay, this guy has super speed, and this dude's the king of Atlantis.
That's still King of Atlantis. Sure, we don't know about Atlantis.
We don't know what space is.
Yeah,
space can have cops.
Yeah, but I just.
It's not more confusing than Amazonian warrior princess.
But that's rooted in Greek mythology.
And this is rooted in space mythology.
I just think it would be stupid.
To me, it is not more confusing than anything else that we could trot out.
I disagree.
What about Martian Manhunter? If they did Martian Manhunter...
Well, they're not doing Martian Manhunter. Well, that's not the rumor.
I don't think that it is as confusing as you're giving it credit for.
Fair.
I think you think people are stupid.
I think the regular audience members are going to be like, what was that?
I disagree.
We'll find out.
We'll see. I'm thumbs up on this.
Sure. I would rather than be in the movie. But are they just going to come down at the end and be like, hey.
I think something like that, yeah.
Guess who's back? Lethal weapon in space.
Quick hits.
Quick hits. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Logan is the first film that is being sent to Academy voters. So Fox is supposedly bringing out the red carpet for this movie. They want Logan nominated. They want Hugh Jackman nominated. They want James Mangold nominated. Probably the scripts, the screenplays. So
I think they're going to catch at least one nomination for those big 3. Director, actor, or picture.
I hope.
I
would like to see Hugh Jackman, too.
I think they're going to get one of them. That would be really nice, right?
As long as at least nominated.
That would be really cool. Do you think there's any chance for a Patrick Stewart nomination?
Supporting?
Yeah.
People love Patty Stew.
People love them some Patty Stews. People eat up some Patty Stew.
Here's another one. What about Daphne Keane?
Daphne Keane, right?
Supporting
a little
actress?
bit. She did really well.
I mean, Anna
Kind of
Paquin
like,
won.
what's her name from True Grit in like 2009,
Oh,
2010?
Haley
Steinfeld in like 2010.
Anna Paquin won when she was like 8.
When she was a kid for her.
And Hugh Jackman was in a movie with her like 19 years ago called X-Men. Whoa.
And this was the last X-Men. Oh, it all comes together.
For Hugh it was. Oh my god. I'm rooting for it. Yeah. More so than I was for Deadpool.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And this, I think, has a much better shot than Deadpool.
I agree.
Shazam will start filming in May of 2018.
Cast somebody.
Give us John Cena. We're tired of it. Just give us John Cena.
Even Manganiello, I'm fine with.
Yeah, Joe Manganiello would be a great Shazam.
Since he's not Deathstroke anymore, it looks like. Why not?
Do it.
So, Chris McKay, we talked about a little bit earlier, he also confirmed Haley Circus
Yes.
will be making an appearance. Do you think we'll see that scene?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
And in a flashback?
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, do you think
I don't see any way around getting at least like a partial flashback where we see at least parts of it.
Do you think we'll get that in Titans? The other Nightwing thing? With Brendan Thwaites?
I think I don't think it'll start out the show with that or anything like that, but I think along the way we'll get an episode about it.
I'd be super into that. Do you think he's gonna have do you think Nightwing?
How long is it? It's only like a 10-episode thing though, right?
Something like that.
So
especially
maybe
if you have to deal with a lot
maybe not.
It's gonna be about Raven.
If it's not that long, I would pull back on it.
Sure. If it's 23 episodes though.
The longer the season is, the more likely.
Sure. Do you think this Nightwing's gonna have a big butt?
Yes. You're gonna have that. It'll be big enough that you'll need to text your friends that peach emoji. Yeah.
Brenton Thwaites, he's gonna have to work out his butt.
Listen, man, get on that squat plan. You gotta get thick. Hiroyuki Sanada has joined Avengers 4. You may know him from the Wolverine.
He's gonna be in the next season of Westworld.
He's gonna be in the next season of Westworld. He's one of Japan's best actors. He's won their version of like an Academy Award 3 times.
Damn, dude. So like he's like DiCaprio times 3.
No, yeah, he is. He's upper level.
I'm also curious about his Westworld thing because that means samurais.
Well, they also showed that might be a situation in Westworld too.
Sure.
No spoilers, but that it was hinted at in Westworld season 1 that there may be other Westworld type worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also in the Wolverine, which was a solid movie.
There's 2 people that he may play that I was just looking around. Old ass, because he's an older man. Old ass
56.
Sunfire.
Looks good though.
He looks pretty good.
He looked good. I saw a picture of him. He looked good. Maybe I saw an old picture.
Old ass Namor.
Ooh, man. Ooh.
He looks just a little too old for Namor.
Probably a little bit. Joe Manganiello for Namor. No.
Sunfire is another one. Very interested to see if he could play a Sunfire.
Yeah, do you think they might be going to an Asian country?
Something, I don't know. And both of these, what I like about these is they kind of circumvent the mutant rules because they didn't get their mutations in the normal way. Sunfire, it's kind of been... I think he was introduced as not an X-Man with the X gene, but he was altered by the nuclear blast. The Hiroshima nuclear blast gave him his powers.
Yeah.
So they can use him.
Yeah,
You're allowed to use Sunfire in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, but we dropped that bomb 70 years ago.
No, I don't think they can do the same, but I'm saying rights-wise in the comics.
You're right, yeah.
Not that they have to do the same thing here. But to get to use him at all, he has to clear that hurdle, and he does.
Cool.
I think he's probably just going to be a business leader, to be honest.
It's unfortunate.
I don't think he's going to be a superhero. It's kind of like how they had Helen Cho in Avengers 2.
Yeah, she's just a doctor.
She was just a doctor.
Yeah, doctor.
And had a great role.
I wonder, though, if Helen Cho will lead to Amadeus Cho.
Yes, please.
So
maybe he's like Amadeus' father.
Ooh. Although not every Asian
Hank
person.
Cho.
Not every Asian person has to be related.
Be related to each other?
Yeah.
That's very true. But if it gets us closer to an Amadeus Cho.
Why not? I maintain that Kid in Iron Man 3 should have been Amadeus Cho.
I agree. I hope he's just super into karaoke.
Jessica Jones rap production.
So,
that's cool. Only 5 months of shooting.
Yeah, it's very short.
Very short.
We have some casting for the movie The Gifted.
One. The
show and one of these actors. Jermaine Rivers is the co-star of MacGyver. He's going to be playing Shatter, who is a Morlock kind of guy. He is made of crystal, and he can crystallize other things.
Similar to Emma Frost. And
yeah,
probably,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
His job in the comics is to turn Pepsi into Crystal Pepsi. Not true, but I hope. And Garrett Dillahunt, America's most underrated actor, is... I really fucking believe that. I'm not kidding when I say that. I think Garrett Dillahunt is one of America's best actors. I'm not being facetious in any way. We'll be playing Ahab, a rabid cyborg mutant hunter. I am fucking super into
Gifted got you now.
Oh, I'm so in on Gifted. I'm all in on Gifted.
They gave Garrett Dillahunt a shot.
Wait, real quick. Garrett Dillahunt playing that cyborg mutant hunter? I'm in.
Who, if you were in charge and you love Garrett this much, who would you cast him as in like a DC thing or a Marvel thing? Would you give him like a big time?
Absolutely. Like, he could play.
Give him Lex Luthor or something.
I would. What do you
Shave
want?
his head.
I think Garrett Dillahunt is that good. Who do you want to play? He is A level, dude. He is so talented. Ahab is kind of hunting his white whale of mutants, and throughout his hunting of mutants, he keeps losing more body parts.
Oh, right, that's funny.
It's kind of funny, and it's also kind of like, oh, it's ruining him.
Sure, yeah.
My white whale is Crystal Pepsi.
That's 2 Crystal Pepsi jokes.
It's called back.
Krypton, that sci-fi show. Remember they dropped that trailer and then they pulled the trailer?
Yeah, that was weird.
But everybody liked the trailer.
Yeah, I remember the trailer had me more in on the show.
Yeah,
but right now it's just like, oh, cool, Krypton, right? Yeah, that thing.
It's like Gotham. That's how people are kind of seeing it. So Krypton has added Adam Strange.
Yeah,
that came out of fucking left field, especially because that character has no connection to Krypton, the planet. Adam Strange is a hero from Earth who. He has a laser gun and a jetpack, and he fights crime throughout the galaxy, usually with his wife, Alana Strange. So, he is probably going to be jet-setting around the universe, maybe even time-traveling. He's done that before. And in the show, they gave a little blurb, they said Strange will find companionship with Superman, and probably Supergirl's grandfather, Seg-El, as a grander plot unfolds about...
Listen, they gotta change that name, right? Can you listen to a show where everybody's named, like, Seg-El and Dinel and, like, weird shit like that? Honestly, it pulled me out of Game of Thrones. Like, the dumbass names, like, pulled me out.
Just name him Bert.
Yeah.
This is Bert. He's Superman's grandfather.
Listen, Seg-El is a fucking stupid name.
As a grander plot unfolds about heroes and villains from the present meddling with Superman's future. So Adam's probably going to know Superman. And he's probably going to time travel and end up on Krypton. And meet Superman's grandfather. So, like, does he know that, like, Krypton exploded?
Yeah, it's...
Like, how much do you know?
This raises a lot of questions.
Yeah, so
hey, man, why are you super making sure that you're not here by April?
Yeah, literally. So, I maintain that Krypton has a chance. I think it can be good. I wonder if they're going to go big and go Brainiac.
I would... that would make that appointment viewing for me.
Oh, yeah.
A Brainiac show?
Because you never had Brainiac.
Hell yeah.
So let's do it. They said they were getting Doomsday, didn't they?
Something like that.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, show me that shit. I liked Batman v Superman's Doomsday.
Listen, if we're going to do this, let's go to Sizzler.
Let's go Sizzler.
So, we're going to end this week with a hot take. I was thinking about the show Gotham because it's coming back. Not excited for this upcoming season, if I'm being honest.
Because
even though, just the gimp mask that they have Dave Mizzou running around in. I guess he's going to just, like... make people laugh until he catches them. You know what I mean? Look at this fucking kid. I figured out an inherent flaw in that show. And it's an inherent flaw that people try to put into the Batman mythos from time to time. So in that show, it is danced around a lot. It's heavily implied. And I don't know if it's necessarily confirmed yet. That Joe Chill, the guy who killed Batman's parents, they're dancing around the idea that he was hired to do that by a larger entity like the Court of Owls or the League of Shadows. That is fucking bad. You can't fucking do that with Batman. Because the reason that Batman is in this war is because his parents were just killed by basically the concept of ambient crime.
Right.
It's not that Batman's parents were killed, Batman trains, and he gets revenge for his parents on these people who did it. No. Batman's parents were killed because of a corrupt and unjust system in this city and a cancer in this city, and now he is just going to take on forever the concept of crime.
And all three branches of government there, you know, the judicial, legislative, and executive.
So to have it that he can have an endpoint by taking down the people who killed his parents...
The Court of Owls in Gotham.
That is fucking shitty. Anybody that ever puts anything onto Joe Chill more than Robber who wanted the pearls of Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
That you are fucking up the story.
He saw two people that looked like they were wealthy. He didn't know they were the Waynes.
No, he had no idea. It was just two people. That lady's wearing pearls.
They're dressed very nice.
They're obviously rich. They're money bags. I'm going to take their money.
Yeah.
It got out of hand and he killed him.
Yeah.
That is the Batman origin story.
And honestly...
And anything else is starting to really lose it for me.
And honestly, a great Batman story, he would regret it. I think he would rather not have done that.
I don't want any further interaction
I'm saying, but that's how it would be. It's not like, remember in Batman 89, it was a big problem we had with the movie when it turned out that the Joker
the Jack Nicholson's Joker, Jack Napier had killed the Waynes.
Yeah. And he did that as, like, for fun, it seemed like. You know what I mean? So, I agree.
Yeah, he didn't have to kill him. He just wanted to kill him.
Yeah. And that, I agree. That's a huge problem. I probably would never even show Joe Chill or even have the killer be caught. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter.
You don't need it. You don't need it. What you need is the gun and the parents killed. That's it. The guy connected to it is...
It could be anybody.
It could be anybody. It's almost like he could be a mannequin for all I fucking care.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter who that guy is.
Yeah.
So we should never find out who it is. Because as soon as we find out who it is, and we find out more and more about who it is, it sets us down this path that we don't need to go down.
I agree. Batman Begins gave us Joe Chill and also gave us the trial. I thought that was done well.
I agree. That was done so much better than the 89 Batman.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
And honestly, if Joe Chill's never caught, it even adds that much more of a layer that, like, Bruce takes down just these low-level thugs. What if that was the guy?
Yeah, I agree 100%. And he could never know if he's already taken him down. I mean, he might have taken him down his first night. Yeah, exactly. Or he could never take him down. He never knows, and he never even really cares to know.
He's not hunting for that guy.
Yeah. He shouldn't be.
He's preventing the next one.
Exactly. So that's my hot take for the week. Hopefully Gotham steers away from that. For all you people out there, we will be back Friday doing the movie Dread.
Oh, yeah.
Giving it an too in-depth, I would say.
And I'm picking the next
review,
one.
And then we're going to pick out which movies we do next.
I already have it.
Dope. For all of us here at the show, thank you very much for listening. If you like the audio that you're hearing, let us know. Find us on iTunes. Please give us a nice review. Some stars, some nice words always helps out. We have a 5-star rating. That matters a lot to me. I appreciate that very much. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, email upandawaypodcast@gmail.com. For all of us here at the show, we'll be back next week. See you guys soon. Bye.